we are pleased to present to you the results of the 2023 primary living examination, which was conducted smoothly on the 7th and 8th of November 2023 under the theme Integrity and Security in the Management of Examinations is a Joint Responsibility. Honorable Minister, a total of 749,254 candidates from 15,859 centers or schools registered for this examination, compared to 832,654 in 2022. Mama, of this number, 501,602, or 66.9% from 11,365 centers, were beneficiaries of the government's universal education program, and the other 247,652, or 33.1%, were candidates that were non-UPE. Mama, I've given a table which shows the details of the candidature and the number of centers from where these candidates have been registered over the last 5 years. This is table number 1. The table indicates that there was a decrease in candidature by 83,400, or 10%, over the previous year. In 2022, there had been a surge of candidature because of the hold-up that had been occasioned by COVID-19, which impacted the system from 2020 to 2021. Many of the pupils had been expected to repeat when the schools opened. However, some of these candidates had been through homeschooling, and so parents made a decision not to have their children repeat, but they went on to register for the UPLE in 2022, which had led to a big jump of 82,892 candidates, or 11.1 over the 2020 examinations. Mama, that hold-up is no longer there, and so in 2023, the number has dropped to the level that we have been expecting. When you look at that table, how they've been increasing over the last 5 years, this has been what we have been expecting. Analysis by gender, Mama, shows that in 2023, 47.75% of the candidates are boys, compared to 52.25% of the candidates that are girls, indicating that more girls than boys completed the primary education cycle in 2023. I also want to state that this has been the trend that we have seen in the last several years, and the gap between the registration of girls being more to the boys has been slowly widening. This percentage had been 51.9 in the 2022 examination. Mama, the board also registered 2,652 learners with special needs of various categories. These include the blind, the deaf, the physically handicapped, where the physical handicap affects their handwriting, and the dyslexics. There were others also who were partially blind, and those with conditions that only required them to be given additional time to complete their examination. Mama, the number of special needs education candidates continues to increase annually, as the chairperson has said, due to the deliberate sensitization given by UNEV to schools and the measures that the board continues to put in place in order to facilitate the SNE candidates during the examination. Of the registered special needs education candidates, 1,261 or 47.5 are females and 1,391 or 52.5% are males. Out of these, Mama, 9,950 require specialized assistance, such as the provision of braille for the blind and sign language interpreters for the deaf and transcribers for the physical, those that require physical support, amanuensis. As the chairperson has said, these category of candidates require their specialists to be with them on a one-to-one basis throughout the examination period. And this is one of the cost drivers that has not been taken care of in our budgeting. Mama, I've given in table 2 the details of the candidates who registered for the examination, those that sat, and those that were who registered but did not appear for the examination. Mama, you will notice on the column, the last column of absentees, we are pleased to note that whereas in 2022 absenteeism had jumped from 1.7% to 2.5%, this time round in 2023, more of the registered candidates turned up to take the examination, and that percentage has now reduced to 1.6%, and this has been the lowest. And we do pray that the percentage of absentee candidates should continue to reduce. Mama, I now turn to performance of candidates by subject. We have compared this over a 2-year period, 2023 and 2022, and we've given the figures in table 3. And we are indicating the performance at the distinction 2, credit, and pass 8 levels. These are cumulative percentages, showing that in English language, this year, 2023, 7.8% of the candidates passed at distinction 2 and 1 level, and 60.6% of the candidates obtained the credit 6 or above, and overall 89.5% of the candidates passed English. This compares to 87.1% in 2022, indicating that although the pass level at the distinction level increased a bit, overall more of our learners proportionally have passed English. I want to reiterate that in this column of the total, the figures for this year are lower because we had a decrease in the candidature, as I have pointed out earlier on. Similarly, social studies with religious education registered those percentages at the various levels. We note there that there was a slight, not very significant, decrease in performance overall by our candidates. But in science and mathematics, the overall performance also indicates that more of our candidates passed proportionally those 2 subjects. We also compare this same performance by gender in table 4, also at those grades, D2, C6, and P8. And these percentages are also cumulative. When you look through the table, Mama, you will realize that the females' performance is better than the males in English, where overall 90.64% passed English compared to the boys who are at 88.32. But the other three subjects, the reverse is the case. We also want to note that this trend of the girls doing better in English and the boys doing better in the other three subjects has continued. It is a trend that we have been observing over the years. Mama, I wish now to report on the overall performance by division. This is given in Table 5. We are also comparing 2023 to 2022. At Division 1, again, these numbers are cumulative and the percentages are also cumulative. It shows that in 2023, 11.8% of our candidates obtained Division 1 compared to 14.1%. So there was a slight decline at that level. Also at Division 2, a total of 57.4% of the candidates are passing at Division 2 and above. This includes also those that passed in Division 1 because these are cumulative percentages. This compares to 58.2, again showing that there was a slight, not very significant decrease in proportions. At Division 3 and above, we now see that more of the candidates that took the examination in 2023 obtained that grade cumulatively. That is 78.6 compared to 76.2. Overall, the number of candidates that have passed are just about, they are the same, 88.0 and also 88.0 the previous year. The number of candidates who were ungraded, that is those that did not obtain the necessary scores to be given a grade 4 minimum, dropped. We now have 10.4% of these candidates were ungraded compared to 12% in the previous year. So proportionally, fewer candidates failed the examination compared to the previous year. And the ones that have been awarded Division U or who are in the ungraded division are not eligible for admission to the next level. It should be noted, Mama, that the number of candidates in this Division U is quite high at 88,269 or 10.4%. And this should raise concern so that they just do not add up to the statistics of school dropouts. There are districts such as Kibuku district where 31.5% of the candidates are ungraded, EMIKOLO at 31.5%, Dokolo at 28.9%, Queen with 28.4%, Namisindwa at 28.9%. The percentages in these districts and others that has not been mentioned is well above the national average. Many other districts have 20% or more of candidates in this division. Mama, we have provided the statistics where we are showing the performance of candidates per district, showing the numbers that have passed in the different grades, including that Division U. It is necessary to find out the causes and address them. We want to report now, Mama, on the overall performance by gender. We are giving the division passes for males and females, and this indicates that at Division 1 there are more males. At Division 2 there are also more males, and then the females have tended to come from the wrong side of the table. Mama, I'd like to report also on the performance of special candidate groups. These are the prison inmates. The Uganda National Examinations Board maintains an examination center at the Uganda Government Upper Prison School in Luzira. This is in a bid to assist the prisons service in their efforts to rehabilitate the offenders who are incarcerated in there. Mama, this year, 2023, 69 candidates were registered compared to almost a similar number of 68 in 2022. And of these 69 candidates, 60 of them sat, and we don't know the reason why the other 9 were not there. Maybe they were released before the examination. And 2 of them passed in Division 1, 32 of them obtained Division 2, 15 were in Division 3, 5 obtained Division 4, and the others were ungraded. This is quite a commendable performance, comparable to the candidates who sat under other normal conditions. Mama, I also report on the special needs candidates, particularly those that require assistance. The physically handicapped, where the physical disability affects their handwriting, their ability to write. There were 24 that were registered. 1 passed in Division 1. The majority passed in Division 2. The blind were 44, and 1 passed in Division 1. The 23 were in Division 2. 16 were in Division 3. 4 passed in Division 4. And there was no ungraded candidate, just like the physically handicapped. The partially blind perhaps did much better than the other groups, where 70 obtained Division 1 and a large number passed in Division 2, 3, and 4. But there was also a sizable number that passed that were in Division U. The number of this category was 624. The deaf, there were 270 of them that sat. None of them obtained Division 1. 40 obtained Division 2. 45 were in Division 3, and 60 in Division 4. And 119 were ungraded. The dyslexics have performed extremely well, also at 49 of them in Division 1, 413 in Division 2, out of the 611 that had sat. Of the SNE candidates that we registered, we realized that 46 of them did not report to take the examination. The category of SNE candidates who needed only extra time, we have not included them in this table. But from the table, it appears, Mama, that the category of the deaf are most affected by their form of disability compared to the others. As the chairperson has said in his remarks, quite a big number of them have not been graded, up to 44%. The board has taken an interest in this category and will carry out an analysis of the trends of their performance for the last 5 years, so as to find out if there is something that has to be done to improve their ability to perform well in the examination. Ma'am, I also want to make some comments on the examination malpractice. The scouts and our markers reported a number of cases of suspected external assistance that were rendered to candidates by third parties inside the examination room, and many of these are teachers. 5 of them were caught red-handed in different parts of the country, writing mathematics calculations on the board as the examination progressed. Others were found to have written solutions on small sheets or papers, and they would pass this to the children to copy. Many of these who were arrested have been produced in court, and they have been charged under the relevant sections of the Act.